Hey, what's going on, guys? Diinx here with another solo queue commentary. This is a diamond level game. This is my second commentary running solo, actually. We have Robert X. Lee playing with Chromatize, which is, what's his name? Diinx alt account. And then Futurama and Cassiopeia, Dinh playing Vi on the other team. Those are sort of the most notable characters, at least that I recognize. I will be commentating this by myself, like I said. Let me pop this guy down. There you go. The game is about 8 minutes in. This is from the spectator menu right when you log into League. It is 3-8 in favor of purple team. You see some damage coming off bottom. They just had a gank from Vi. Super strong ganks. If you've ever played against her, she's a pain to deal with. Just once she hits 6, kind of runs in the lane, hit R, completely locks up a champion, and has no issue securing kills for her team. You see Elise against Lee Sin top, bullying him like she loves to do. Low on mana, though, popping a couple health pots to stay alive. And Cassiopeia against Karthus. Now, this is sort of an interesting lane. Actually, ults here, throws the Ignite off, but exhaust from Karthus, it might save him, doesn't. It's actually a wash. Cassiopeia has a lot of harass, low mana harass against Karthus. He's a very squishy champion, but he's one of the few champs that actually can outrange her harass and farm safely mid, as Karthus loves to do. Loves to sit back, throw his Qs on the creeps, farm up as big as he can, and when he starts getting a couple items, can really start chunking people down. We have Lee Sin, let's see, Elise, Caitlyn, Fiddle bottom, it looks like. Now, Fiddle, I believe, Fiddle's actually support, so Alistair will be the jungle for this team. Wasn't sure, haven't seen too many Alistairs in a while. See him kind of filling in mid here for Cassiopeia. And then Janna Tristana bottom against the Fiddle Caitlyn. Sort of an interesting lane. You don't see as many Jannas these days, but with the changes to some of her mana costs, I think last patch or patch before that, she's becoming more popular again. Very strong pick. Always has been. Tristana definitely making a comeback. I think she's picked like another 13-14% since Blade of the Rune King changes. With her range and her ability to use that item, every single one of its stats, like most AD carries, it's really put her back into popularity. Now you see this gank here, Vi closing the gap, hits R on Elise, does lock her down, Ignite coming on to Lee Sin, doesn't get the kill. Lee actually closes that down, puts him at 2-1. Against this Elise, who is 1-2. 53 CS on Elise, 65 Lee Sin. So we saw he was kind of getting wrecked a little bit on his turret, but he was just farming safely, doing what he does, sustaining that lane. A lot of pressure from Caitlyn Fiddle down here. Now, Robert and this is Chromatize, which is, like I said, Diinx alt account. He is like 3K OKS. He's a challenger tier player, very high level player. And these guys are smurfing together. And they've been doing it all morning. I was watching their stream a little bit earlier, but Fiddle's a really nasty support just because his fear is a super long CC duration. Like once he lands that fear on you, you're out of the fight for 2 or 3 seconds. He has the bouncing silence there. It gives them another second or so of really no return damage except for Tristana's auto attack. You see the fear against the turret there. Sort of a defensive tornado from Janna. They're forced to back off, and the turret goes down for blue. So they are down 6 kills, but turrets are tied, and this bottom is really crushing. Vi is 6-0, so huge Vi they're playing against, and she's going to start roaming around and trying to secure a couple more kills for purple, especially bottom because Diinx and Robert X. Lee here are pushing so hard. Now, Fiddle kind of waiting over the wall here. He is 6. Probably going to start baiting the ult. You see him charge the ult up right now. Perfect bait by Robert. The Janna ult comes in here to counter that. Fiddle flashes over the wall. Excellent play by him. Tristana re-engaging, and there's going to be Karthus coming in here for the cleanup. So Tristana locks that kill down on Caitlyn. Really good play. Again, that Vi, just very scary. That was a perfect ult by Janna, though. It's a great counter to Fiddle. And that's typically what Fiddles do. I mean, they sit in the bush, they sit in the walls, and or sit over the walls and try and bait these ults that just lock up the other team. And you see Vi not scared at all, actually doing a 1v3 here. Does get locked down a little bit by Alistair, and the ult from Cassiopeia. Gonna chase her off, probably gets the kill here. One more, Fang. Alistair actually taking the kill from her. He knocked her out of the queue from Cassiopeia. Lee Sin coming in here to clean it up. She is zoomed. She's about 30% health right now. Defensive knockup coming from Alistair, but Tristana sees the opportunity, does jump onto Cassiopeia, and locks the kill down there. So Tristana, 2, 1, and 4. Going to, she does have a Vamp Scepter, may go for Blade of the Rune King, may go IE. The build's very versatile with her. We'll see what she picks up. Janna and Lee Sin, with all the shields, are just pushing this mid lane, going to start trying to lock up turrets. Again, purple ahead by 7 kills, but tied on turrets, so they're probably going to start grouping and sieging these turrets. Lee Sin has knocked down top turret. He's going to roam mid. Looks like they're going to get the turret here. Probably roam bottom and get that turret as well. This early in the game, it's about 13 minutes, 15 seconds. The gold is about 3, almost 4K for in favor of purple. They're going to start grouping for this dragon, probably the next big team fight. You see that close recall, actually, Elise, right beside Vi, right beside Lee Sin. They have no wards, and she does make it out alive. Karthus coming over here, though, to get the blue buff, forced to flash away. He was Zoom, and Robert actually pushing these guys as much as he can. A lot of pressure. Alistair here to support. Fiddle's here as well. The ward coming off on Dragon. Again, they know Karthus is low. He's burned his flash. They're going to want to try and secure this next Dragon to sort of distribute that gold, start to catch up and close the gap a little bit. See the pings coming off Lee Sin top here. They may, because he has that top turret down, they may want him to just shove the lane and then group for Dragon. Because Dragon was not up when we got into this game. I'm not sure what the timer is. Should be up though within the next 2 minutes, I would imagine. Now you see the slow, a lot of pressure coming off here. Caitlyn forced to back off. Tristana closing the gap though with that jump. Vi's here to assist. If he lands the ult, which he does, that's going to be a free kill again for Tristana. Brutalizing, just completely wrecking. You see the flash charge from Vi, trying to lock up that fiddle, and actually Janna flashing as well, right into the wall though. Didn't get anything off. Tornado's not quite in range, and Alistair standing there like a boss, not going to let him get close. So good play by purple. The ping's coming off here. Lee Sin has rotated. They know that they know that Caitlyn is dead, and her and Fiddle both no flashes. And actually, I'm not even sure that Fiddle blew his flash there, but purple really no contesting except Alistair by himself. Not sure why he's there. Probably going to go in there and try and smite it, but was just too alone. They're going to kite him around. Super tanky, but his team's like, no, sorry dude, you're dead. You see a lot of just gap closures just chasing him around. His ult's about to wear off, though, and that will be another kill for Mandin on Vi. 5-14. I'm going to assume that purple team got the first dragon as well, because that gold advantage super high. And actually, blue doing sort of an emergency Baron here. They know that they're on dragon. They know that it's very early, and they're not going to assume that Baron's being taken. They're sort of chain tanking this. Cassiopeia tanking it, then Elise tanking it, then Fiddle. He's actually going to ult on top of Baron here to try and do as much damage as he can before the other team realizes. Not being contested at all, though. Lee Sin, the closest one, just jungling. Get that emergency Baron, actually, on blue. Now, this could be... they keep their lane shoved and sort of bait this team to the next fight. That could be enough for them to win the team fight and close the advantage that they want. But at 4.5k gold down, Vi is monstrous, 7-1. Tristana 3-1. Karthus 2-1, Lee Sin 2-1. These guys have a lot of damage. Blade of the Rune King finished on Tristana, so it's going to be very tough for a blue team to really, I guess, take that advantage that they're looking for. However, they do have a lot of CC. You know, you have the Cassiopeia ult, you have the Alistair peel for Caitlyn, repel from Elise, and if Fiddle's able to bait the ult like he wants to, sit over a wall, and really land it on someone, locking up maybe the Vi or locking up the Karthus or Tristana with that 2 or 3 second fear, that could be enough for them to win that fight and really snowball the game the other direction. You see them two pushing top. They don't know that Elise is in the grass, so she's coming out right now. Ult comes off from Vi onto Caitlyn, but the ignites there, gets the Q off and does get the kill. However, Elise picked up the Lee Sin as well. We'll have to see. I think Vi is a little bit too tanky for this Elise, but that percent damage from Elise really does a lot of damage. The ult coming in from Cassiopeia locks up. Vi does manage to get the kill. Alistair coming in here for the peel. Knock up on Janna. You saw that Karthus ult come in. Didn't really do enough damage for anything, giving Cassiopeia a double kill, closing that gap by a little bit. 8-16 now. They will be able to defend that top turret, it looks like, but bottom going down to Tristana. She is just huge. She is pushing pushing, pushing. And with her E, whenever she kills a creep with an auto attack, it actually blows up and detonates creeps around it, doing some damage. So she has a lot of pushing power. This is Alistar jungle looking to probably smite this red buff from Tristana, throws the ward down, kind of fends her off a little bit. May smite it, may not. We'll have to see what he does. He seems there to back it up. Nope, giving red to Caitlyn. So good play by him. Being aware of that Tristana, she's pushing. They're very confident. Now, Fiddle doing sort of ult by himself there. I think if he would have locked Karthus up, it may have been enough for Caitlyn to ult and probably get the kill, but did force him to flash, so that'll be very good. Karthus being a squishy AP, when it comes to these team fights, to maximize his damage, he wants to get in close range, throw his AoE damage down, and do as much damage as he possibly can. But without that flash, and he does not have an hourglass, it's going to be he's going to be kind of timid to do that. You see, it is a 4v5 mid actually. Caitlyn is bottom, kind of keeping that creep wave back. They don't want their creeps to be pushed too far. Vi doing a dash through. He gets kind of singled out by herself though. Alistar very, very tough to get past. Forced to blow ult so he doesn't take enough damage here, but they were able to keep her backed off. With the Alistar ult down though, it's going to be hard for blue team to engage correctly. They do see Karthus' zoom though. He's about 10% mana maybe. No blue buff. They're going to run over here and try and get him blue buff. You see the pings coming off of blue for turret. They're going to kind of chain tank this and try and burn it down as fast as possible. They saw everyone go on the blue side. Vi's actually recalling. So, good play by blue. Take on the small little objectives whenever they can. Trying to get that gap closed in gold a little bit. Their top lane is being pushed though, so they're going to have to be very careful. If purple splits off and decides to shove top or shove mid or something like that, that's going to force blue team to split, and because their killing power is so much lower, that could be very advantageous for purple. I have to see kind of how Futurama plays this. Of Serenity on Janna here. Little overextended, forced to run through the brush. Now you see Chromaticize over here, Fiddle. Again, hanging back by the wall, waiting on that engage from purple. That unsuspecting carry, and here he goes, throwing the silence down. May try to ult here soon, gets the fear off though, does lock up Mandin. Vi goes down to Caitlyn. However, Tristana manages to close the gap, kills Alistar, Lee Sin kills Elise, and Fiddle is now singled out by himself. I'm not sure if he has ult, or if he's already blown ult. He definitely should have used it. There he goes right now. He's trying to get this Karthus real quick before he dies. Does get kicked by Lee Sin though. Interrupts his drain, which would have probably kept him alive just enough time to kill Karthus, but not a very good play there. I think he probably should have popped the ult when he was in that river brush, because they were focusing Alistar for quite a while. You see him now though, backed off. That kills for purple 29 to blue. They're gonna try and siege his turret as best they can. Caitlyn doing her best to ward him off, but I don't think it's gonna be enough. She does have a lot of range. She does have a lot of poke, and she's got pretty good damage right now. Does have her BT finished and a Zeal, so she can definitely put out some damage if she tries to. Rapping with my stutter, yeah. See the pings for blue actually coming off here. They have purple has a ping. There is no vision. However, they're keeping an eye on these dragons because they want to again close that gold gap. So they need every objective they possibly can get. However, purple looks like they're going to be able to get it. Cassiopeia and Elise coming, but not quite enough. Gap. Ult coming off of Caitlyn just to keep that Karthus low. He is zoom. He is about 15-20% health. And just going to do his best to throw these Qs down. Kill the Elise. And actually got the exhaust there. Does he get the Q? He actually gets the kill on Elise. She probably should have repelled. I'm not really sure why she didn't do that, but puts out quite a bit of damage. That was a good play by Karthus. Alistar knocking the Tristana away. Caitlyn forced a flash over red buff. A lot of damage though coming from Alistar. And Mandin on Vi does get the kill. So very defensive right now. Purple locking down 2 kills to blue's 1. Fear coming off of Fiddle here, but he is a 2v1. Lee's coming up behind him. Caitlyn has no flash, cannot assist him, and he's going to go down yet again to brutalizing on Tristana. This is kind of a sticky situation. Really what blue team wants to do is just farm. They want to keep their jungle warded. They want to just make sure that purple team doesn't rush their turrets, doesn't get their inhibs, and they're going to wait for Baron to spawn, they're going to wait for Dragon to spawn, and try and catch someone, try and take those objectives and close that gold gap. However, purple, on the other hand, they have a big lead right now. They're almost 10k gold up. And they really just want to push the objectives. They want to push the turrets. They want to keep blue team split. Baron just spawned. So you'll see probably the next big team fight will be for this Baron. We'll see if someone rushes it or if one of the teams manages to catch someone out of position, maybe Janna warding or Fiddle warding, and make it an easy 4v5 and take the game one way or the other. You see Fiddle getting a little overextended right now. The gap closing potential of Vi, not really sure if Future does go to flash, locks up the Vi for just a second, but Karthus ult, just way too much. And Cassiopeia gets taken out of the fight instantly. This is a 5v1 against Alter. He's going to go down to Karthus as well, does get the double kill. Caitlyn putting a little bit of pressure, but at a 3v5 now, 15 kills down, huge gold gap. Really, blue can't do anything but defend. And I don't see this game going anywhere for them. They're just going to have to turtle, play very defensive, and just try and keep purple team off of their base as long as possible. There goes Baron. 9-3 Vi. She actually built Frozen Mallet, so she's just brutally tanky. She can really turret dive if she wants to, which is, that's part of Vi's kit. I mean, she gains a percent-based shield. Her ult just singles someone out and smashes their face. And she can really just make it an instant 4v5 by herself. Doesn't have to do anything. Can probably escape turret damage, no problem. You see some pings coming off here. Now purple team really, they want to pressure as much, but they don't want to rush it and get into a stupid fight. Which honestly at this point they could probably win anyways. But you see him just clearing jungle, taking as many objectives as they can. Both top and bottom and mid for them are shoved, so they have complete vision of blue right now. Blue is split to keep the creeps back. 3 of them mid, Elise and Cassiopeia top lane. Purple is not scared at all. You actually see them all just bought, cleared their entire jungle, and now they are shoving mid, going to try and siege this turret. They've got a lot of range on Tristana at this point. She's, because of her passive, when she levels, she gets a longer attack range, so she can actually probably stay just outside of turret range and siege that. However, Janna overextending over Serenity goes down to Futurama and Cassiopeia. It is a 4v5 now, even though they're strong. Blue team might be able to take purple out. Really depends. Tristana was just bottom, kind of coming over to the middle fight. Vi coming behind, Din right here, could lock up Caitlyn if he had one more carry with him. Might go for the ult. Might try and even up the tide here, but not likely. A little bit of harass here, just taking pot shots. Blue team doesn't want to fight outside of their turret. They need that extra damage. See Cassiopeia coming down to defend against Trist. Again, with her E up, it just allows her to push and push and push and push creep waves very, very hard. And by split pushing, you see Lee Sin going top to take care of some of those creeps. They want to, ideally, purple team wants to have all 3 lanes pushed at the same time, which forces blue to either split and defend or stay one lane and lose their turrets and inhibs, which they're not going to do. So, a lot of damage coming off of Caitlyn here. Actually, perfect dash. Might have been a flash, actually, from Vi, saving that Tristana's life. I think they blew double flash there, actually. So, good play by blue. They didn't lose anyone there. And managed to burn 2 flashes, I think, on purple side. One of them being the initiator and the other being the AD carry. So, if they manage to use that CC correctly, like that Alistar played a perfect pulverizer over the wall there, then they might be able to turn the battle around just a little bit, just enough time for their carries to farm up and maybe take a dragon when it comes up, and maybe even the next Baron. Lee Sin pushing top, Karthus pushing mid, 3 pushing bottom. Now blue team has to split in order to defend. You see Elise top, Caitlyn Fiddle are mid, and then Cassiopeia and Alistar bottom here. Now Cass has, with her Q and her AoE, she has a lot of creep clear. So she might be able to defend this by herself. It really depends if Vi's going to ult in on her alone. You see the fear coming off, the silence, the dash, knock up from Alistar. Caitlyn putting out a lot of damage. Cassiopeia getting the ult. Mandan does kill Fiddle. That was not a good trade. It was a good attempt, but I think Cassiopeia probably should have held on to her ult. It is a 5v4 now. There is no Fiddle. They know that they just blew their ults, so Vi is just going to come in here and smack him around a little bit. Knows that even if he dies, that turret's going down. The team's coming in to actually help him out. Lee Sin gets blown up, but doesn't actually die. Ult coming off of Alistar. He's going to try and peel as much as he can. Elise bursting this Lee Sin, but again, he survives. Cassiopeia does kill Tristana. Tristana kills Elise, and Karthus gets the kill on Cassiopeia. He's just got his AoE going. It's a slow on Alistar. Q from Lee Sin. Triple kill for Karthus. That is 4 kills. 4 deaths, on blue side. Chromaticize on Fiddle's the only one alive right now against the John and the Lee Sin and the Karthus. So they can't really push too far. They're probably just going to shove top, maybe shove bottom. But they are low, and they're pinging Dragon right now. So ideally, purple team is going to clear that top wave real quick, go heal, and base. But actually, that is a surrender. Blue team, 13-30, about 15k down, did surrender. The game is over. Wow. So that's the second commentary by me, Diinx. I did commentate this by myself, and this is a new YouTube channel for tushiv.com. Please give us some feedback. Let me know how we're doing. I am new at this, trying to get used to all this video editing, audio editing things, and I want to do at least one video every day. It takes a little while because of the upload, but criticism, feedback, anything to make us better would be greatly appreciated.